New reporting in The Atlantic shows that Donald Trump is not really a fan of Christians, and in fact, only likes Christian religion when the religion can scam people out of their money. So this Atlantic piece talks about the prosperity gospel preacher Creflo Dollar and how he was trying to raise a ton of money in order to get a new jet, right? So his parishioners were helping him get this new jet. And Trump had a reaction to it. Trump was brandishing a printout of an article about the Atlanta-based megachurch pastor trying to raise $60 million from his flock to buy a private jet. He was gleefully reciting the impious details of Dollar's request or quest for a Gulfstream G650. Trump seemed delighted by the scam and eager to highlight that the pastor was full of ish. They're all hustlers, he said. So his reaction was like, oh, I gotta get a load of what this guy's doing. He's ripping people off. It's awesome, right? He's full of it, but he's awesome. Also, a former Trump advisor speaking on condition of anonymity said that Trump's view was, I've been talking to these people, meaning Christians, for years. I've let them stay at my hotels. They're gonna endorse me. I played the game. He was completely familiar with the business dealings of the leadership in many prosperity gospel churches. Also, The Atlantic found additional evidence, phone recordings from his 2016 campaign trail, where he was heard saying this: I don't know the Bible as well as some of the other people. The first time I met Mike Pence, he said, will you bow your head and pray? And I said, excuse me, I'm not used to it. Yeah. This story, I gotta be honest, this story is like, in my opinion, and I know people are like, use it like, oh, this is a bombshell story. No, we know he's not religious. Like he talked about, he dodged the draft to Vietnam. And then he talked about like his personal war was not getting STDs from sleeping around. Like that's the kind of person Donald Trump is. Like he's not some incredible role model for Christianity. And yeah, he doesn't care about anyone other than himself. He doesn't care about his base. He doesn't care about religious people. He doesn't care about police officers. He doesn't care about firefighters. He doesn't care about anybody. He cares about himself and his bottom line. That's it. We all know this. Like how many of these stories are we gonna read? Like, do people get it yet? He doesn't like you. He doesn't care about you. He wants to screw you. That's it.
Yeah. Well, look, I think there's a couple of different things here. One is a really interesting philosophical question about if you think someone's gonna give you the things that you want, but they're full of crap and mock you behind your back, would you vote for them anyway? And I actually don't think that that's an easy question. Now, if you're scandalized by that, let me explain. If there was someone who said, I'm gonna deliver getting money out of politics, Medicare for all and Green New Deal, but I'm gonna make fun of left-wingers behind their back, and he actually gets it passed, I'm like, yes, I don't care. I'm being honest, right? Oh, you wanna make fun of me? Okay, I'll make fun of you because you just got all my priorities passed. So in that sense, I understand where some evangelical voters are coming from. The leaders are totally different. The leaders, players, they're all players, right? And they respect the game. And Trump respects their game. He looks at Creflo Dollar getting the private jet. He's like, man, that's good racket. In fact, it's literally what he said about Israeli televangelist Benny Hinn. He saw him doing faith healings and he laughed at the spectacle and apparently told the person he was watching with, man, that's some racket. Okay, like I would look at it and I would laugh and I go, oh, poor guys, he's scamming and stuff, man. Trump looks at it like, let me take some notes here. How do I do that? That guy's better than I am. So it's almost like when these televangelists and Trump get together, it's a convention of con men. And they exchange notes on how to con people, and then they agree. Trump explained the con in the quotes that Anna read you. Oh, I let them stay in my hotels, which they're super happy to do, and I don't charge them. And in return, they get their followers, they trick their followers into thinking that I'm a pious guy. When in fact, I've told them to their face, like, bow your head. Well, what does that mean? Look, I'm agnostic. I know what bow your head means to pray. I mean, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. So as Corinthians 13 said, I mean, my favorite part was when he was at Liberty University and he did that famous gaffe about Corinthians. He looked around when they were like, oh, Like he looked around the crowd, he's like, that's what it says, right? Like he's got no idea, he's never read the Bible, never read a word of it, doesn't give a damn at all. So if you think, hey, you know what, he's giving me what I want, he's giving me the judges or the Supreme Court justices, so I don't care that he's like everything I pretended to loathe. Well, okay, all right, I could live with that political calculation. But if you actually think he's pious and he's not making fun of you behind your back, you're exactly the kind of sucker that he loves to scam. And one last thing, this is about Jewish folks too. So there's an Israeli televangelist, but there's also just a little bit of anti-Semitism sprinkled in. Michael Cohen and him are talking. This is back when they were besties, and Cohen was his lawyer and fixer. And apparently Trump's son was going to a play date with a Jewish girl, and he says to Cohen, I'm gonna lose another one of my kids to your people. Okay, now look, you could say it's a harmless joke, and in that case he's talking to a Jewish friend. I got no problems with that if they're joking around, right? But look at the mindset. If my kid was going on a play date with someone who was Jewish, it would never even occur to me what their religion was, and so he's constantly thinking in these terms. And in his mind, there are basically two groups of people: him and Creflo Dollar and Benny Hinn and Jefferson, another pastor that he always uses, who are the scammers, the people he actually associates with, he relates to, and even sometimes empathizes with. That's like the only people he's like, oh, you got caught on a scam. Oh, my heart goes out to you, brother. Now, better luck on the next con, okay? I'll see you at the conference, right? And then there's the rest of you, which and I hate to say this because it sounds so harsh, but it's not me saying it. It's him, according to the sources, saying basically he finds you to be useful idiots. That's painful.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.